Hello everyone, it's Nathan Lepetz. I'm going to record a second match that was played in the last day or so of DnT versus Rug Delver this time. This was against a fellow streamer, Morphling401. He's known for playing Rug Delver and Delver variants, and we had a very friendly chat during this game, which was cool. He was streaming at the time, I was not. But here's game one, and this match felt like a game. So, like, you can look at our conversation here. I was like, hey, are you streaming? Are you live? Yeah, you're live. I'm not live. He dazed my vial. It felt bad. It always feels bad getting your vials dazed. So he doesn't flip a Delver, which is good for us. Attacks for one, passes. I play Thalia there. That was a questionable play. I think I should have played Swords, actually, because if he just had, like, that, or just, like, a daze for the Thalia, we were in really big trouble. I'm gonna try not to swear here. So I swords and then play a second Thalia. This put us in good shape. He did not crack us, which was interesting. I think that meant he had Oko in hand, uh, which I think it meant he had Oko in hand is basically what I was getting at. Because he didn't want to. So I think he actually force pitches the Oko here because he's actually pretty scared of this card. If it makes all his lands enter tapped, he also wanted to play the Hooting Mandrills there, so I play Flicker Wisp, get rid of that Hooting Mandrills for a turn, get in for two. Wasn't sure about this play, just like wasn't doing much else and wanted the flyer on board. So he then plays a 2-mana prayer and I'm like, sure. Attacks for 4, that's fine. This game begins to get really close. We play the Mishra's Factory, play Leonin Arbiter, attack for 5. At this point we're racing, not blocking. So he plays Oko, finally. Elks the Flicker Wisp. That was an interesting play. So I'm going to try to explain that play. Sec. Okay, he elks the Flicker Wisp. Why does he elk the Flicker Wisp? I think he elks the Flicker Wisp because he wants to block it on the ground and not lose this Oko in the air. But so when I play Prelate, I play it on 1 here because I think that's the only option really in this matchup, and I'm ahead on board state besides for this freaking Oko. I'm ahead on board state, so I name number 1, so you can't really cast anything that's relevant. And then I go to attacks. I think I just sent everything at Oko. He blocks the Flicker Wisp, which was an interesting block. It means he didn't care about Thalia there, but he loses Oko in that process. And then he attacks with the thing. I go to 10. He plays another Hooting Mandrills for 4 mana. Wastelands, my Mishra's Factory. I play Leonin Arbiter, no attacks. Now this is an interesting turn. You guys look at this. When he attacks here, would you make any blocks? I'm at 10, he's at 10. He has 2 unknown cards at hand and 1 red source up. So if I take all the damage and he has Bolt, I die. If I block and he has Bolt on a creature, it's really bad news for me. But I'll show you what, just watch what ends up happening. He ends up attacking with both. And I was like, let's lose the board. So we make a block, and then I realized midway through blocking that I can actually save my Thalia here. So I make blocks. This is again a risky play, because now if he, well, I guess it was risky all along, but so this one's going to trade straight through. This one, I'm going to take 2 trample damage here and go to 8, but I will not lose my Thalia in this process, because the Thalia is going to deal its first strike damage and then be bounced to hand. So the Prelate will trade with the Hooting Mandrills and deal me 2. So that's the line I ended up going with after a bit of thought. This puts me in a position where I'm way ahead, so I play the Remorseful Cleric, not really sure why I played it first, and play Thalia. I think the right play is I should play the Thalia first there, but that's what I did. Played Mom. Don't know why I did that pre-combat. Attack for 4. I think I said in chat at some point this is really close. So he bolts Mom, that's probably smart, because he can't really kill anything else. So I said this is a close game. He said, yeah, I think you're good, though. Which means I don't think he had out at this point, because he didn't have a second red source and clearly didn't have multiple bolts, so he just concedes the game. So that was game 1. Really close game. There was times where it was tight. We'll go to game 2 here. Obviously, you can see I won, but like, sent me a new message. Yeah, that was a really close one, really good one, or something like that. Play needle. He fetches. This was a misplay. I most definitely should have played the vial here into the days if he had the days. I wasn't. I was like, oh, he won't crack the fetch, and then I'll get his fetch land named. But that was just a really dumb theory. I actually like part of the reason I didn't play the vial was because when I looked at my hand, they looked the same in hand. And I was saying, like, I was on the phone with a friend, and I was like, why did I not play this vial? And I was like looking at the cards, I was like, oh yeah, they look pretty similar. I guess I just misclicked, kind of. Not really a misclick, but like clicked on the wrong. I don't know, bit of a misclick. But like, so I played this 2 turns early, essentially, when I should have played the vial there. So that was a bit of a misplay. But I think I was a little worried about days too. I'm not really sure what I was thinking at that time. That was just a bad play though. So then I play the vial here and play swords and have swords up. So the vials play around days there. It doesn't really hurt me. If he goes Oko here, I'm in big trouble. So he plays Oko. I was in big trouble for a bit. I think I played Vial out. Like, I played Arbiter and then Vial, I believe. Vials are so good. Oh, also of note. Oh wait. I just realized. Okay, I'm really sorry. I had the Oko shut off on the pithing needle. That's why he didn't activate. I was like, wait, why didn't he activate the Oko? No. The Oko shut off with the pithing needle. So he played the Oko, and I realized the Oko was shut off with the pithing needle. Anyway, so he played the Oko for no value. That just means he has no better cards in hand to play at the time. So he puts 2 cards on top of the library. Wastelands me, plays a new Wasteland. Tick Vials up to 2 and 1. That's cool. I believe do I go after this Oko? I don't really remember. Play Thalial File. Play. I don't really know why I did that, but I just attacked him. I was like, oh, let's get this over with. Let's kill him. He bolts my Thalia. Sure. Plays Tin Street Hooligan, card I've never heard of in my life, and kills my Pithing Needle with a Destroy ability. Then he activates Oko to make food. So I attack Oko for 4. It's a derp. Okay, so he said derp because he had fetched without paying the Arbiter tax. So he was just like, whoops, kind of thing. So then he plays Hooting Mandrills, and I was like, okay. So I now put in a Flicker Wisp, get rid of that Hooting Mandrills, I'm pretty sure, yep. Put the files up. So the Hooting Mandrills is going to come back on my end step. He bolts the Flicker Wisp. I Wasteland his red source. He's out of red sources. Attacked him, and basically he didn't have a blocker up, so I just attacked he didn't have any colors up, so I just attacked the Oko for 3 and him for 4, I believe. He plays a new Oko, terrifying. Attacks for 3. This game also gets close for a second. Now he's got 5 minutes on clock to win 2 games. I drew the Path to Exile, lucky me. Kill the Oko, attack him for 2. Game becomes not really close again. The top deck Path was really good. He plays a Delver. I have to take my Vials. Put that in for no good reason. I'm really bad at putting in things. I just attack for 3 here. He takes damage. And I went on his stream afterward, and I was like, hey, what's up? And he was like, oh yeah, I don't think I was going to win that even because of time. Play Mistress Factory, attack for 3, 6. He just takes the damage. He needs to kind of flip those Delvers to even have a chance, and even then he's probably just screwed with his first striker. He flips both Delvers on days and then concedes. Now, a lot of people don't realize, and we say GG's, a lot of people don't realize that you could flip on days and then fetch. The fetch is not shut off by this. You can still shuffle. If you fetch, it basically says pay 1 life, sacrifice it, just that shuffle your deck. You can't search, but you can still shuffle, I believe. I could be wrong on this, but that used to be the rule, at least that's what I remember. So he could have technically gone to 2 life to shuffle away that daze and still flip the Delvers. But I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm pretty sure that's how it works though. Anyway, that was the match, and it was really sweet beating Rug with Okos and stuff, and yeah. So those were the 2 matches I'm going to record for today. Thank you for watching, and see you on Twitch. Bye.